Hey, what's up, guys? Real quick before the video starts, quick disclaimer, Zaire's mic, as I said in the other podcast with him, his mic is a little messed up, so you will hear a lot of like knocking or bumping throughout his portion of the podcast sometimes when he's talking. And also, we did talk about the kick out meter, the kick out system in the game, and since this video has been recorded, they've actually patched or supposedly patched the kick out meter to make it harder to kick out. Because in the video we discuss what we don't like about the kick out system, the pin system, how it's like easy to get out of it. So this since has been patched. We haven't had a chance to test it out, but it has been patched. So with that portion of the video, just a heads up, like it's been patched. We haven't tested it out yet, so we don't know, but that was still our thoughts at the time of this recording, which was March 20th. So, yeah, enjoy the podcast, guys. What's up, guys? It's Tosh here, back with another video, and we are back with the only podcast that matters. Back with Jason, back with Zaire, and we are finally here with our WWE 2K22 review, our opinions / thoughts. You already know Dilio. We've played the game, I feel like, enough. And we've all seen what the community has been saying about every mode is the overall game. And I feel like some of our thoughts, at least, are going to correlate and be the same because we'll jump into what we think. But like I said, I feel like some of our thoughts will correlate. So,
yeah, we haven't played much online mode because we haven't, together. We haven't played much online mode, but we have played the game in general and the modes that are new to the game. So yeah, we do have opinions on that. But online mode, we played a bit, and yeah, we definitely have opinions about that.
It's fucking awful.
It's
let's get straight into that.
Yeah, so
online mode. Woo!
Okay, so we literally just got done playing it, and we've only played I want to say 2 matches. We've only finished one. One thing I will say about the kicking, like the kick out meter, I like button mashing. I like button mashing in SVR games to an extent, but I feel like it's a little too easy to kick out.
Yeah,
I'm all for long matches, but if the match won't fucking end, I don't know what to do about that.
Yeah, it's pretty
We're
hard.
We're fucking children at this point. What the fuck is it, DBZ?
We're just spamming buttons and hoping to kick out. Wow.
I get what they're going for with the whole arcade feel, and I like the combo breakers and that's cool.
Yeah, the actual gameplay is good. The
Right.
actual gameplay aspect of the game is very good.
Mm-hmm.
But the kick out, offline it's fine, but online it's like you're never gonna go up against a player that can't kick out. In previous games, there was players that weren't as good at kicking out as other players, but now there's no skill gap with it. So you could have a match against somebody who's not very good, and the match will go on for basically forever, and you just can't win. You can never win the match unless you use submissions.
Right, and
I feel like honestly with the gameplay, it got like what I was saying before. It's gotten more easier.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to tailor to the audience to the more, I feel like, younger kids or more people that don't really know how to play the game. Because now, if you are online in WWE, for those that know, we have leagues, and you own a league or you're a member of a league. It's like now the kicking out and the submitting, both of them,
mm-hmm.
the only 2 ways to win the damn match have now been really flawed horribly, because now there is no skill taking to win a match. There's no skill taking to lose a match, because at some point maybe over 25 minutes, over 30 minutes of fighting the person is bound not to be able to kick out. I feel like no matter how hard they click that button, come 45 minutes, whether you submit them or you pin them, you're done. I feel like it's just you're not winning. That's it.
yeah, it's personally, all they have to do is either make the button mashing a little harder as the match gets late in the match when you take a lot of damage, or patch in the ability to change the kickout system. I feel like that's not too hard to do, and you always say that with the wrestling game devs. It shouldn't be too hard, and we're gonna get into GM mode and talk about that shitstorm and universe and that shitstorm and just how certain features or things that are not in the game currently
like, I don't know what they have planned for future patches, or if the future patches are even gonna add in anything. Because in previous years, a lot of their patches have to been to take things out or to fix things. I remember, what was it? I think it was like 2K. There'd be 2K15 on next gen at the time, PS4, Xbox One. You could, if you were on top of the Hell of the Cell and you did like a pump handle throw, it would throw them off the cell, and it was a cool glitch, but it also looked realistic. It got patched instantly. Like, it's not game breaking. Sometimes, especially with the wrestling games, they just fix
Glitches
shit.
are good.
Yeah, glitches are good. Like, the wacky funness of it is cool to an extent, but it's just like, I don't know, man. But yeah, with the pin shit, like I said, patching the ability to change it online or make the button mash harder. I feel like that's not too hard. We all kind of agree with that. It's fun at the end of the match when you're really damaged, and it's like a quick, action-packed little like sequence of events at the end of the match. But that's like 30 minutes in, and for a casual player, I don't know who's playing 30 minutes trying
per match.
Per match. Like the devs were talking about on the Ringside Report, we want people to pick it up and play. I don't think they want people to pick it up and fucking play one match for an hour,
Yeah.
We love long matches, but in terms of overall stability for the game, 1 hour matches every time is gonna get a little repetitive.
I feel like I love long matches when the long matches are authentic and not forced.
Mm-hmm.
And what 2K is doing is you're forcing the long matches. The fact that I've hit you with 4 finishers and that meter is still going up makes absolutely no goddamn sense.
Yeah.
You're forcing a long, and then it's like, how hyped can I get after you kicked out and I kicked out after we fought for 15 minutes and you just, kicked out of my finisher for like the 10th time? How hyped can I get when I'm looking at you button mashing? Versus before, it was all about eye coordination and timing that bar to get into the other. Like that was you were excited when you know that bar is thin as hell and you still managed to hit it. Now you've killed. There's no more of that. That essentially is no longer there. And then with submissions, it's even even worse. I feel like you're obligated now to have a submission because online, my first couple of games online being in chamber matches, that's how I see everyone is getting submitted. I see the Hell's Gate, I see the Kimura, I see the Keeper Hole, I see the chokehold. Like everybody's getting knocked the fuck out because no one is trying to play a 45, 60-minute chamber match because I can't ping you. Like now I feel like the matches are being forced to go on long, and because of that, like it's really draining playing online. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it's just better if you play in person. You play in person, you kind of have that in-person emotion and push and feeling. Because online, honestly, it's kind of deadening.
For sure. Yeah, I think we all can agree on that standpoint of just, hey man, just fix the pin shit. You know what I'm saying? It's fine. Long matches are great, but like Zaire just said, oh, he kicked out of my finisher. Oh my god, he kicked out of my finisher. 10 hours later, oh, he kicked out of my finisher again. What a fucking surprise! Time to submit him. Like it'll get a little draining. Moving on real fast to we're gonna bounce off these topics quick because I feel like there's not a lot to say, but also at the same time there is a lot to say. So Lugia mode, very bare bones, very just like.
I will say though, if you're playing with somebody like right next
in person,
to you,
yeah,
and they're actually booking matches with them, it's fun. But against the AI, they tend to book some stupid shit, and it always seems to perform better than like something that would naturally work in real life, and that's just very frustrating and off-putting for the mode. Mm-hmm. So that's just one critique I have with the mode, and the fact that there's no other things to do besides just booking one-on-one women's matches, tag team matches, and one-on-one men's matches. You can't even do like a Survivor Series.
Christ.
There's no Royal Rumble pay-per-view in the mode. So it's like just an endless
booking is so
loop.
random. It's crazy. Like I never thought I would ever see Mace versus Brock Lesnar get a 5-star match.
Yeah, like Mace versus Ricochet is doing better than fucking AJ Styles versus Shawn Michaels. I don't understand it. I really don't. I don't get it.
The amount of mental thinking that I've put into my matches and then seeing the disaster ratings I be getting, I really don't understand it. I feel like this is 2K's saying, you asked for it, here it is. I'm only gonna give you just a tad of it. Like GM mode is so incomplete It's ridiculous. They half-assed it. It's so bad. Honestly, that is not a mode that I'm not investing in. That is not a mode I am also not playing in because I feel like it's not really an authentic real GM mode. You do a 50-week program with your AI. Though I'm not gonna lie, the first couple of weeks leading to your first pay-per-view, no matter what the fuck you book, you're gonna lose the person. And I've noticed it takes random bookings to get a good match. They like how I randomly start booking Hell in a Cell every goddamn week, and I'm finally winning. Like I don't understand. Like it's really bad. There's no thinking into it. It's not fun. I feel like GM mode was really half-assed, and you can just tell with the product and what you're giving. It's horrible.
For sure, and both of you can attest to this more than me because I've never truly been a fan of GM or even dabbled on it any. But
me either. That mode is not better than Universe mode. It's not.
For sure, Universe is just far and beyond way better. You can do more in it. Even when GMO was a thing before, and they introduced Universe, the Universe has always been superior. I feel like, but there's a lot of.
I will say though, they did take a feature out of Universe mode. I'm not 100% sure what they did, but when I was playing Universe mode, you can't cut promos anymore. I don't know if they meant to do that, if it was an accident, or if I'm doing something wrong. But if that's the case, then Universe mode is basically worse than it was in 20 and 19. So that's just a step back again, another step back.
Yeah, exactly. And to the GM mode thing, like back to what I was saying, like I've never been a huge fan of it, but I've always seen the community's love for it and want for it back. So in my opinion, it's like if you can't give us the mode in its entirety, like then just don't. I'd rather not have a mode because you can't put everything in it than have a half-assed mode because it's now in retrospect when the game was coming out, it's like they were using GM as a selling point to draw people into buying it, and then when you play it, it's like, okay, now what? After a couple weeks in the program with AI, with the random booking, literally, my opinion is if you would have just taken I think the last game was SVR07 with GM, take that GM mode as your standard, update the booking logic because like you guys said, to have random sporadic booking, this week you should book a Hell in a Cell. Why am I doing Hell in a Cell on a TV show? In real life, no one's just doing Hell in a Cells, no one's just doing TLC matches. It's just sporadic, it's basically like simulating a year into Universe mode and it's just booking random shit, but you're starting with that in GM mode. Like, have it make sense. Update the booking logic. Obviously have a tag team title, a mid-card title, multi-man matches, a Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, just basic things. If you can't add it, don't force it and then have fans be disappointed. I'd rather not have a mode in the game that won't upset people than have a mode in the game that will upset people. It just doesn't make sense. And
I want to say that the first couple of months that it's out, first couple of first couple months it's out, I hope that it getting updated. I hope that's one of the things they update, because besides GM being a complete disappointment, the DLC packs is also very much mattered into the complete disappointment, especially with the amount of people that did make the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird to see some people like Rikishi and Yokozuna in there. I get they haven't been in the game for some years. I'm pretty sure the last game Rikishi was in was in 19.
Rikishi was in 19.
Yeah, he was in 19. So I don't know what happened along the way to make him DLC, but hey, go for it. Same thing with Ronda. I know she took a year off, but she was literally in 19. Like, I think she was DLC for that game. Why is she DLC again? I don't understand it. It's weird, man. It's weird. Like, yeah, hopefully with the apparent, regular updates they're supposed to be doing, that they do add on to these modes, because we all know wrestling devs have never been huge on adding in things post-launch aside from DLC, because you're not getting shit else besides that DLC. So I just pray we get something to these modes, because no one's going to play Universe. Like, no one's going to play GM. It's just going to be one-on-one matches. It's going to be online matches, and that's it. When DLC drops, they might test out the new characters, and then after a couple of times playing with them, that'll be it. I'm getting ahead of myself, but I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely feel like
they lack. I don't think they care.
They don't give a fuck. They really don't give
They
a
really
fuck. They
don't.
dropped the game. They said the gameplay's really good, so people are gonna like the game. But what's the point of the gameplay being good if you can't do shit with the gameplay?
Yeah, there's no.
I mean,
there's no
outside
depth.
of playing online and the one saving grace of the game, My Rise, what is there to do?
Oh yeah, yeah, like you said, My Rise is like one of the saving graces of the game, if not the saving grace of the game in terms of just longevity, something you can get in and play and have fun with consistently because it ain't GM and it ain't Universe.
Yeah, what happens when everybody does their men walkthrough of the fucking My Rise and then they do their female? What are they supposed to do with the game?
Right, man. Like I don't understand it. And then the superstar, you can take a superstar and play through them in Universe mode. You can't simulate.
Oh man!
You can't
Oh,
simulate
that
anything
mode.
they do. You have to play through.
There's no cutscenes either, right?
I think there's cutscenes, but I mean, like, it's ones you've probably already seen before. You might get a new one here and there, but nothing crazy. It's basically what YouTubers were already doing in years past with 20 and 19 when they would take a superstar and go through a regular universe a year. It's basically that, but you can't simulate anything. So it's just like, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Again, another mode where it's like, if you can't fully in depth add anything to it, don't put it in the game.
They just
Yeah,
fucked it up. That's what I don't get. I feel like
Yeah.
Universe was good, and I think all it needed was more things added on to it and making it better, little tweaks here and there. Instead, they take things out, which is the most valuable things about Universe mode, and now they just messed up the whole game mode. And
Yeah.
I feel like the one thing 2K really needs to do, especially the developers that make this game, is a lot of explanations behind why they do what they do. Because I'm really trying to I want to give the benefit of the doubt. I want to understand them as developers and kind of understand their thinking and their process of making this game. Because I truly want to understand, like, first of all, how in the hell did you come up with these concepts, and how did you decide what to put in, what not to put in, who to put in, who not to put in? Because I think, like, this is not as bad as 20, not even close. No, 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 no. But this game does lack, and I feel like 19 still holds a lot over this game.
Mm-hmm.
And yet 19 was like, what, 3 years ago?
Yep.
It doesn't make any sense.
Four years.
4 years ago,
Yeah.
and yet 19 is like, I feel like 19 will still carry. Will still carry it. Even though the servers are going to go down and everything, 19 is overall is still carrying the franchise because this game is still lacking. It's just doing better than 20, but it's very much lacking.
For sure, man.
I disagree with that. I think this game, gameplay-wise, definitely puts it over 19.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And 19's My Career mode stands nowhere near this My Career mode. The only thing that 19 has is Universe mode. And that wasn't even that fun. Universe mode had a lot of restrictions, but it let you save a lot of your things. And the only thing in Universe mode that's different from 19 and this year is they took the fucking promos out.
Yeah,
I feel like with 19 and 22, the one thing that I'm going to give 22 over 19 is
more fun.
The gameplay. Is that the gameplay definitely, I feel like the gameplay is a lot more intensified with the combo system, the camera angles, the graphics, the engines. I love that about 22. I think as well as the creativity with like creating your characters, there's more things added, but a lot of that came from 20 actually, because 2K20 had a lot of that.
Oh yeah, the originals and everything.
Yeah, they actually just kind of like passed it over to 2K22. But what I'm thinking about, like the audience of this game, 9 out of 10, the majority of the audience of these games are online competitors. So they're definitely going and they're playing online. And there's another group that's probably content creators who are using Universe mode and their My Career path as content to create for their channels and whatever. And what I see is, as an online competitor, it's going to be really hard to get through a lot of things on 2K22, just as it was with 20, because of the fact that, one, there's a lot of glitches going on within the whole online section, with the pin and the submissions, which is obviously the biggest part of the whole thing, because you can't win without both.
Right.
And then I think just the servers. The servers are constantly in and out. You can barely get into a game. I think your game even lasting without a whole big chunk of lag the entire time is a big part of it. Something that you really didn't have to go through and experience in 19. I feel like I went through whole smoother process, being in 2K19, being an online competitor, leading a league, being part of a league, doing all that. And in 22, I do wonder just how much can I do, how far I'm going to go, because of the limitations that I'm seeing now. And then it's like, when you're not playing online, what are you doing? Because what else are you
Exactly.
getting any kind of enjoyment at a 22? I actually have to try the My Rise, but GM mode is it's a loss for me. I feel like Universe is also a loss, and unless anyone's in my house playing with me, that's also a loss too.
Right. It's like
Yeah.
a lot of the modes are favored more towards like local co-op, like people in your house, like you said. So, it just truthfully, man, just if you're not gonna bolster up these single player modes or these modes to where, you know what I'm saying, you can't do much in them, as soon as you make those accessible to online, as soon as you give me online universe, online GM, I promise you the modes will be 10 times better because it adds that new interactive layer to it to where you can play with your friends online. You don't have to go through share play or some complicated, parasec or
doesn't even work. Doesn't even work.
doesn't
Share
even
play
work.
Doesn't even work.
It like for PlayStation users, like for whatever reason, the past like 2 to 3 years, you can't share play universe. It'll give you some weird glitch message. It won't even open share play sometimes. I don't know. That's a whole nother thing.
Open universe mode when you were able to connect.
Literally, like,
Like,
it's just
it's disgusting, bro.
yeah. And to Zaire's point, definitely some explanations on why things are where they are. The only thing that I think we've got an explanation on, what is it? I guess is
Entrances.
entrances. Yeah. There's no advanced entrances because it crashes the game. That's okay. There's a good and a bad to that. Good because I'm glad you removed something that was fucking up your game and you realized that. But
why is it fucking up the game?
right, like why was 20 just so abysmal to like the wrestling game series? We've had advanced entrances in wrestling games for years now. Never been a problem, never. And soon as Ukes leaves them in development for their games, it just goes to shit. I don't understand it. And I just want to clarify as well for anyone listening, this isn't like a 2K fucking hate train. We don't want to dislike the game series. It's just they're giving us every reason to critique it in the way we do. But it's just like the things we ask for, I swear to God, I feel like it's just basic necessities. You know what I mean? Like is like, I guess you could say online GM isn't necessary, but what our logos appearing on our superstars, I feel like is not a lot to ask. We just got out of a triple threat match, like we said before we started recording this, and we all have logos on our cars. None of them showed up. I think that's happened in previous games before, but like, come on. And I know they're gonna patch stuff, but this is just our views and thoughts as of right now. Our thoughts could change, but that's to be seen. The game's been out 2 to 3 weeks now. Wait, 2 to 3 weeks?
Really? 2 to 3 weeks? What day? The 8th, right?
The 8th. I'm going off the 8th. So it's like, what's today? The 20th? It's been out like a week and a half, 2 weeks now. So, things are bound to change, but, these are our reviews right now and our thoughts right now. And I feel like they're valid. They could obviously change, but as of right now, things are kind of rocky. Don't get us wrong. Like I said, it's on 2K Hate Train. Don't get us wrong. We enjoy the game.
For Todd, you guys is not the 2K Hate Train. I'm always on my goddamn train. This is definitely the damn 2K Hate Train because they know what they've been doing. Because they've been doing this to us for a while. For Battlegrounds 20 and 22, man. 3 games.
Is crazy.
Absolute flop. Bring back All Stars.
You think this game is a flop?
I 100% believe in bringing back old games and just doing a nice little retouching.
They would fuck that up too. They would fuck that up too. You think this game is a flop though?
I don't think, honestly, when I've seen the IGN and a lot of game ratings, this game has not passed. I don't think.
Thank you for bringing it up. Thank you for bringing it up. I really wanted to talk about that.
It hasn't passed an 8 or an 8.5. Honestly, it's gotten a 7, it's gotten a 6, and it's gotten. I've seen it from 6 to 8.5. This game has ranged in. And for me right now, I'm thinking about it in all different aspects for all different kinds of player. Is this game?
Yeah, but
honestly serving everybody? I don't.
What is it in your aspect of player right now? What do you think of this game?
I would give this a 7.
Really?
That's valid.
I would give it about like a 6. And in comparison to 19, I would give 19 a 7.
I'm gonna give 19 honestly a solid 8 because of how long it locked it down.
Yeah,
I honestly
but-
felt like I was frustrated with 19, but not as much as I was with 20, and not as much as I think as I am with this game, honestly.
Already?
And it's only been 2 weeks.
I mean, I can see where you're coming from, but things are bound to change. There will be patches and things like that. But
we hope there will be.
Yeah, we hope.
I honestly would love to redo this review after the first, like, not the first major patch, the first patch that actually
All right,
hitting the
here's something
problem.
we'll say. If there is a big, mind-blowing thing that changes our minds about this game, we will make a
Definitely.
new review of the game.
Definitely, this is just like our, like we said in the review for the game before it dropped. We would drop a video a week or two after it's come out. So this is around that time. But yeah, definitely we're gonna drop another one if something changes. But if nothing changes, I mean, like, our thoughts are gonna stand.
This is the fucking game.
Yeah. We we pray it's not, bro. All we want to do is have fun with these wrestling games.
What can they really do to? I mean, the only thing they can really fix is the servers. That's really it. They can't add online mode to these modes that are already implemented in the game, can they?
Yeah. We've never seen them do it. Any of their patches post-launch are to just fix any game-breaking thing. So like you said, it could be the servers. Hopefully it's the logo limit crashing as well, and the logos not appearing on cause, which is another big thing. So outside of those three things,
the pin.
Oh yeah. I hope they add either
Maybe
abilities.
it's online options. Oh man.
I don't know, man. I'm hoping these quote unquote regular updates to the game.
Why doesn't that exist? Why doesn't an option to change your kick out meter and your submission system and turn blood on exist for online?
Right.
Why?
I feel like it's because players' preferences. Like I said, because this game has changed their controls and engine so much to, I don't know, like, I'm not really for sure the reasons behind why they kind of changed the combat system and how they do things now, but it's definitely like, when you play online, can this person handle the tapping X versus your opponent who would prefer the time bar? So I think if the game is already set to just spamming X, that's going to be the default setting for everyone. That cannot be changed, even though I really do think it should be an option, but I understand why they don't have it as an option. But yeah.
I feel like at least have it in the private matches. When people are trying to play with their friends and they don't want to have 2-hour-long matches.
Let the host be able to change what it is, and before you join the lobby, it'll say that. Like 15 had that, right? 15 had something similar to that.
Yeah, because when people would make their matches, they would adjust the match rules, and you could see before joining, this is off, this is off, this is on, this is off. But now it's like, you're playing with this shit. Have fun. And it's weird because when you set up the matches online, you can change shit like victory, allow custom renders, but you can't change a pin, like a pin thing. And it's like in the base game you can change it. Okay, cool, we got that down. But it's almost game breaking on online. Not game breaking and like, oh my god, the game's broken, but at the same time it's like, holy shit, I kind of want the match to end. I hit my finisher 4 to 5 times already. I just want to,
Which is already hard enough because there's unlimited reversals, and it's already hard enough. And then just for them to just kick out anyway is kind of like, what the fuck?
And
what the fuck?
Exactly. And how we experienced towards the end of that match we just had, Jason, like you were saying, with the regular moves, like after you've hit your finisher like 3, 4, 5 times, regular moves at the end of the match are like harder to kick out of than your finisher. How does that make sense? I don't.
Maybe that's a me thing. Maybe that's how it felt for me. But it felt like a normal move would be harder to kick out of than a finisher. It made no sense to me.
Yeah, I kind of felt it too. Like your finishers, I was able to just spam X out of, but for whatever reason, off of like, I don't know, like a suplex pin combo or something, for example. Like, I feel like I'm pressing a lot harder to get out of it rather than the pressure I should be feeling for a finisher. It's weird. I don't understand it. It's just it's weird, man. Like
the prop I'm definitely gonna give, which I think we just had a match right before this, was definitely like the going back and forth, not having to worry about your reversals, I really missed that. And like me and Jason, we had a sequel, and that was really good. Going back and forth constantly with the reversals, and then the little sequence you have, but not having to really worry about your reversals was really good. I really do like the combo system and what that's inactivated. The taking out the reversal limit and kind of bringing back reverse, 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 and seeing the sequel. That's also really good. I've really enjoyed that too. Um, I really like the stun thing. The stun better than always constantly having to roll out all
And
the damn
debuffs
time.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, the debuff, yeah, that being out the game, thank God. I have to say,
it's basically the same thing.
The gameplay, like the gameplay itself, is not that bad. I've actually really enjoyed it. I really like it. The only thing about the gameplay specifically that I'm just like, what? Is you grab the person and now you have to play the guessing game, square, X, or circle. That is the only thing I'm not too much of a fan of, because I don't
I
get.
think that's good because it's a way for you to be able to get moves in without having just reverse no matter what. It's a good way for you to utilize like grapples and stuff without having them to instantly reverse.
So you want to play duck, duck, goose with my moves? You want to guess? I grab you and you have to now play. Ooh, what button is he gonna press? Like,
I mean, but it's also with like knowing how the player you're playing against plays.
Right. Like if Jason knows Zaire goes
I
for.
know that when Taj does a grapple, he's gonna Irish whip me. Like I know that.
Right, so he's gonna press the button to reverse that. It's just like I think they said that in the ringside report. It's based on how you know your opponent plays. You have to know how he plays, know what buttons he presses, things like that. So I can see where you're coming from, Zaire, in a sense of like the guessing game is kind of weird. That's how I felt in the beginning. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to know what button you're gonna press? But if you play against someone enough, it's like, oh, I got you at X. Combo breaker. It's cool. I fuck with the gameplay.
And then if you're like me, and then you go into random lobbies and just want to play a match, then you're fighting. Oh, I'm fighting you. I'm gonna fight you probably this one time, and now I'm so confused and lost because I'm like, okay, you just did a whole grapple sequence on me like 10 times in a row because I'm not for sure what to press because I don't know how you play yet because I'm just learning you. Like I've always, and in leagues like you learn to do this. I've learned to adapt with my opponent. Let's say I haven't met you before, we're fighting. I've learned to adapt with my play style in terms of what I'm doing. Not so much this idea of like the grapple and the square X circle guessing game thing.
Right.
I've learned to like adapt with, am I going more on the defensive side? Am I going to go more on the offensive side? And can I in fact put you down or can I not? Am I gonna have to like tire you out? Am I gonna have to kind of like get your reversals out? Like, is my only way of beating you you not having reversals? Because when you have reversals, you're deadly. Like, am I gonna have to debuff you the whole goddamn time? Like, I've learned to think like that mentally on 19, and now I feel like I'm thinking like that still, but now with the added layer of, okay, I played against Jason before. He grabs me. He's gonna go for the X always. I'm gonna hit the X. But then if I go and I play randomly with someone, now I have to now I'm really guessing.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I feel both standpoints. You know, it's a weird little guessing game thing, especially with the controls changing randomly for whatever reason in 20 and 22. Compared to obviously like you said, the debuffs and the offense, defense, just really trying to figure out what to do with your opponent. Yeah, me personally, I like the gameplay, combo breakers. You know what I'm saying? Guessing game, I don't mind it. I personally, me as a player, prefer the non-reversals, but I was also kind of skeptical, like, how's it going to work with no reversals, because we can just reverse forever. But there's the stun thing, which helps after hitting a finisher or a big move or something. Yeah, I like it, personally. That's all the things we've said, or that I've said that I dislike, GMO, Universe, Online, having its bugs. Those are really my only negatives. The actual gameplay, the actual feel for the game is fine. I actually like it. The blood looks great in exhibition. A shame it's not online, but I mean,
yeah, in exhibition. That's
right.
it. Only exhibition.
Yeah.
Like, you can't go online and see blood.
I'd assume, I don't know how it works with game devs, but I'd assume blood online for wrestling specifically, it will make your lobby lag. I'm guessing. I don't know why a little spat of blood on your character would make you lag, but I mean, hey, default settings is what you get online. There's no choosing, but you can choose to turn the custom renders on or off, or the entrances. Actually, there's no entrances online. Never mind. It's
Sick.
weird, man. It's weird. Real quick, I wanted to touch on the rating thing. I've been wanting to talk about this for a little bit because me and Jason have been debating. I feel like we've talked about this a couple times with the game ratings. Game ratings, like, I don't like game ratings. A game could be rated a 5.5, and I fucking love it. It could be an 8 to me. Game ratings don't matter. They don't sell me on anything a lot of the time. But I'm pretty sure as of right now, 2K22 is rated like top 3 in wrestling games, like based on game reviews, and ahead of them is SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, which is valid, and WWF No Mercy, which is also valid. In my honest opinion, I want to get your guys' thoughts too. Is WWE 2K22 a top 3 wrestling game, rated wrestling game? Do you think?
It has the potential. It has the potential with. I feel like
it is. It is.
It kicked off pretty strong in the sense of like
it working,
the graphic, the engine,
bare minimum
in it.
Mm-hmm.
It has the potential. Do I believe that the game developers are going to use its potential and like expand on it? No, because they don't do that. Do I think it deserves to be in the top 3 right now? No, but do I think it has potential to be? Yes.
I like that. Valid standpoint.
I think it definitely is in the top 3. Well, my top 3 is different from a lot of people's. Mine is, well, the top 3 games in general would be 2K22, not in any order, 2K14, and then SmackDown vs. Raw 2010. That's my top 3, and I feel like this game has the better gameplay than both of those games, and it looks better. So, in theory, it's better. It's probably number 1, but thinking about it now, the game modes is definitely missed a lot. So I think I would have 14 as number 1 right now, and you could argue where you want to put those 2 games, ranking them.
Yes.
2K14 as of right now, in my opinion, March 20th, 2022, right?
Mm-hmm.
2K14 is the greatest wrestling game of all time.
Okay, interesting take. I fucking love 2K14. That's probably the best 2K wrestling game that has ever been made in their line of making the games.
I feel like SmackDown Here Comes the Pain has really laid down the law for a long time.
Speak that talk.
Let me get into that.
Oh,
those
man.
games are always praised very highly, but I feel like those games aren't better than Day of Reckoning or WrestleMania 18. I just feel like they're not as good.
But those games, like the Day of Reckoning engine and the gameplay is similar to Here Comes the Pain. So like those games
similar,
are made,
but it looks better.
Slightly, the mid-2000s, and Here Comes the Pain was released in what, 03? Their Reckoning came out in what, 04, 5, 6?
So you're saying they're the same exact game?
They're not the same exact game, but in terms of gameplay, engine, and slight graphical upgrade, like it's nothing crazy.
The creation suite was good in Day of Reckoning too, and the storyline you could argue that storyline was better than Here Comes the Pain.
I don't know about all that because season mode in Here Comes the Pain was elite. The career mode in Day of Reckoning is fucking awesome, obviously. So you can compare those games all day. But if you ask like 100% of the wrestling community what their top games are, Here Comes the Pain and No Mercy are in those, bro. Like for their time and what they did. Regardless of graphics, because in my opinion, you can't argue graphics on a game that was released in 2000. Because in 2000, that was the best of their time.
But listen to me. Would you rather play a game that has equal gameplay, equal modes, but looks worse, or equal gameplay, equal modes that looks better?
Obviously, they look better.
Like you can't really hurt Here Comes the Pain because of the time that it was made in and what it was given.
That's what I'm saying.
But that game, I can go back to with no hesitation, despite the time.
Right, and like, it looked good for its time.
That. It's definitely really good, but I just feel like people overlook the other games which are equal to that game.
I don't know. I feel like,
bro, like WrestleMania.
Like
WrestleMania 19 had a mode where you could kill people.
Oh yeah, that shit was awesome. You could throw them off the edge into the darkness and shit. That was awesome. You could fight
in a fucking mall and shit. Like, come on, they're equal.
Great modes, but that's a mode in a game. So you're telling me you're picking the overall of WrestleMania 19 due to like a mode or two in that game?
I'm not saying it's better. I'm saying that it's very,
matches.
Very close. It's like
close.
the same thing. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the wrestling games released from at least like, I'd say like the late 90s, like 98 to like, I want to say 2000 and when's
10.
yeah 10, 11. You know, like that's the prime of wrestling games. And if we're talking about if they're close, they're definitely pretty close. You know, obviously it's a big jump from Day of Reckoning and to like SVR, but you know, the argument that I'm just like my point I'm trying to get across is Here Comes the Pain and No Mercy are valid, and with 2K22 like having it be top rated to me, I kind of disagree with because I feel like the game is great and people are saying, "Oh, I love this game. It's great." But do people love the game because it's good or do they love it because it works? Because 2K20 didn't work. It was broken, glitchy. Are people more so praising the game for its great gameplay? I feel like they are at the same time, but I think the happiness in the rating that it was given was more so because it works. Because when you have a well-working wrestling game, I feel like it's gonna be liked. Everyone loves like gameplay that works, but it's just my argument is I don't think 2K22 is a top 3 wrestling game if we're talking ratings. Like I'm in no particular order. Here Comes the Pain, No Mercy. You can throw Day of Reckoning up there, 2K14 up there. Like I would put so many more games before 2K14. It's weird that it's
You would?
it's weird. Maybe not too many, but there's definitely like
Over
4 to
2K14?
Okay.
Really?
Okay, let me actually do this. All right, so Here Comes the Pain.
2K14 has the best roster.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm putting 2K14 over 2K22. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, I'm saying, but 2K14. There's a lot of games better than 2K14.
Oh yeah.
I bet Taja 2K14. That's why 2K14 is better.
I just had I like 2K14's impact on the wrestling games community and just how fun I had playing that game while it was out, man. Like it was just the last two wrestling game to have story creator in it. Like just. It had so much of what
and these older wrestling games don't have an online feature.
yeah that's true, but for their time and the non-online play wasn't a huge factor because a lot of the play was in yeah. So to that standpoint, it's hard to argue because you know a game with online over a game without online is kind of.
But that's the thing. It's like if we're gonna compare the game in the past to the game's present, you know, it's really hard to because again, they did what they could do with what they had at the time, and like obviously now there's so much things that you can do, and yet I feel like the fact that there's so much things that you can do with the graphics, with the engine, with the programming, with the partnerships and all this, and yet you're still faulting. The fact that I can say that, like, would I rather play 2K14 than this? Maybe. Would I rank 2K14 above 2K22? Yes, I would.
And
because
that's...
I think about my thinking when I went into playing 2K14 for the first 3 weeks that game got out versus the first 3 weeks that this game came out. This game is giving me a headache, and it's way better than 3 weeks.
Right, and we all obviously know when games drop, there's going to be bugs, there's going to be patches, there's going to be things wrong with it, but the things that are wrong with this game are like
the things that are not fixable. You can't fix it.
You can't fix GM mode's non-depth. You can't fix universe mode's non-depth. But with the bad, there's good. There's definitely good. The creation suite's good. My Rise is good, and I think the gameplay with the My Rise and the creation suite makes this game better than the good of it is better than the bad of it. Definitely. I can agree with that. And you know, me saying 2K22 isn't a top 3 wrestling game doesn't mean I don't enjoy this game. I like the game. Like you said, the creation suite, My Rise, and the gameplay is fun. It is a fun wrestling game, and that's a lot of what you can ask for in a wrestling game, just for it to be fun. If it's not fun, if I can't play it with 20, you couldn't play it without something fucking up. Your game crashing, there being a fucking weird game-breaking glitch. We said glitches were great, but the right glitches. Oh, he faced with the fucking rope, or he's floating. Not fucking, holy shit, blue screen every time I open this mode or something weird, you know?
My face paint won't show up. And I'm blackface.
Like, just the most like why glitches, not like that was funny glitches.
Criticism: why is there no entrances online anymore?
That's weird. Like again, going back to the point with the advanced entrances being removed for the game, they remove entrances online. And granted, we didn't watch entrances much, but when we would make new calls, we would watch their entrances and stuff like that. Now we just can't. It's weird.
Yeah, it's kind of pointless to make an entrance attire because they just won't see it.
Just
They
not gonna
just
see it.
won't see it.
It's I don't know, man. Like Zaire was
So
saying.
now, like this jacket I just spent 15 minutes making, they won't even see.
No, you can still work on your entrance attire because of the renders. I feel like you can do that. There you go, right there.
Yeah,
the
but like, let's say we're in a league, right? There, you don't get the same effect of a league if you don't see the entrances before the match.
right, like
No,
that's
but I
Like,
guess
let's say you have a
that's true.
WrestleMania match with Undertaker versus Edge, and you just watch it and they're in the ring already without the entrances. You don't get the same effect.
yeah. I feel that for sure, especially with leaks, because like that's a lot of your character too. To see what your entrance attire is. And what you put into your character. If you can't see that, you can see it on the render screen all you want while it's loading. But once that's done, you're in the match, and it's like, okay, there's no storytelling. There's no, oh, he's wearing that. He has that logo. You can't see the fucking logo, so it's like, what the fuck,
Yeah,
you know?
a lot of this could have just been fixed with online universe mode, but
Online universe. Me and Jason have been screaming for this shit for years, bro. And I feel like a lot of the community has too. I don't know how hard it is. I'm not a game dev again, but
I don't think it would be very hard.
Yeah.
There's no way it would be difficult.
yeah, it's like you start.
Look, if there's co-op playing universe mode, you can make online playing universe mode.
Yeah,
There's
it
no
seems easy.
way it's difficult.
Yeah, like you would start a universe mode year. You pick a show you want to do, and then you click, I don't know, ready up or something, and then one person does their show, and you get simulated. I don't know. There's a lot of ways.
You can do a draft.
Right.
Implement. Let's just make my GM mode and universe mode together and have it online. Like, how is that so hard?
That would solve the depth issues it has. You know, like playing against AIs all the damn time. Like, and it's just. It's annoying to constantly be like, oh, maybe next year. Oh, maybe next year. It's like it's always glass half full. You know, we get there a little bit, but not all the way. Here's GM, but guess what? There's no online. There's no multi-man. You don't have more than 2 titles. Here's Universe. We're gonna take out promos.
I don't know if that's like a actual proven fact, but when
Yeah.
I did it, it did not work.
Maybe there's promos. I did, but still, like, it's always glass half full, and As a consumer of these wrestling games, I'd rather not have something than to half-ass have something, and I feel like a lot of the community can attest to that. It's ridiculous, man.
I'd rather not have it than just be disappointed that it's not what I wanted.
Exactly. I feel like a lot of the bickering the community has for the devs in the game wouldn't happen if they just didn't do certain things. Like, don't have GM mode to be one of the selling points of your game, and as soon as you play it, it's like, oh, but this isn't what GM mode is. This is fucking. It's like a demo of GM mode. Here's 1-on-1s and 2-on-2s.
Like, you know this shit the YouTubers play with the booker shit, the booker shit.
Oh yeah, like you can book things and like.
Yeah, it's basically just that on a console.
You're literally just you're just booking shows, and that's kind of it. In GM mode, you know, previous years you're booking a show. You could hop in. You could hop in on this game, like 2K22, obviously too. But it was a different feel, man. It just feels bare bones. It's just borderline, just not the greatest. You know, it's unfortunate. You know. But yeah, anything else you guys want to touch on? I hope I'm not forgetting anything, because there's a lot that we wanted to talk about with this.
I don't think there is much.
Yeah, we pretty much.
And that describes the game for me. There isn't much. There just isn't much. There's not much to talk about besides the gameplay. Just not much. Not much at all.
Yeah.
What describes the game for me, honestly? Damn.
Yeah, I mean, to an extent, yeah, but at the same time, it's like, for me, what describes the game is like, hey, this is okay. This is like, that's all it is. It's okay. It is fun to an extent, with our gripes and our complaints. It's okay. It's fun, but there's definitely some stuff going on that needs to be talked about and hopefully fixed. I pray we don't have to wait a year or however long until they release the next game.
Yeah, because like, how long do they think people have like time to just play video games, bro? Like, we don't have forever. Like, your audience at some points is gonna move on.
Right, like there's an AEW game about to come out soon.
Exactly, and if that shit slaps, no one is playing this game.
Right, man, and you hate to see it, but you also love to see it. Maybe 2K needs that competition, man, to make their games
This
better.
is what we've been saying for the other 2K game for years.
Right,
They
NBA
need
2K
competition.
has become stagnant. When NBA Live came out, obviously NBA Live 18 and NBA Live 19 weren't absolutely amazing, but they were fun to play. And to have even a little bit of that in the wrestling games community I feel like would be awesome. It would be great. More wrestling games is better for wrestling fans because the constant
More wrestling
gripes.
promotions is better for wrestling
Definitely. More the more options we have, the better. You know, our constant gripes with one game dev might not be the same with another one, and we'll play that one more. We'll enjoy that one more. There definitely needs to be something to spruce it up to make us be like, okay, damn, this game's actually fun, and I can't put it down. I haven't had that happen with a wrestling game in years, you know, and I don't want it to see like it feels like we're judging too harshly, but at the same time, we're not, because this has been the case with the 2K games for years.
This game was in development for 2 years, right?
That is very true. So things that aren't in the game make you kind of scratch your head because it's like, all right, so what was all that time for if that couldn't have been in the game, you know? In 2 years, it's weird to not have advanced entrances. Like I said again, great.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah, like for years I've been doing advanced entrances, and now I have to pick fucking Randy Orton or Roman Reigns title motion. I can't put Pyro. If I want a Titantron, I guess I have to put AJ Styles because there's no option for any like. I mean, I guess that's what the video creator is for. You have to make your own fucking Titantron. Thanks, I really appreciate that. But. Yeah, like we said, we enjoy the gameplay. It's fine. It's okay. It is okay. DLC is dropping. It's really just a bunch of characters. You know, there's no moves pack. There's no new showcase involved. So that's a little different this year. But I mean, new characters. Sure, we'll play with them. But like I said, once we play with them, then what? There's always the then what with these 2K wrestling games. I hope we see some improvement. Truthfully, online servers, the logo's not appearing, the logo crashing. Obviously, I feel like that's going to get patched hopefully soon. You guys have anything else to say in regards to the game and your hopes and things like that?
Nope. No, nothing at all, man.
Nothing at all. Nope. I honestly just hope that moving forward, these updates are hitting different.
I hope they slap. You know, oh shit. We didn't even touch on my faction. My faction, we all know what my faction is, but my thinking is,
God.
are the
Don't
regular?
even- no,
wait.
That's literally super cards. Literally super cards,
Yeah,
except you get to play them. It's bad.
But-
There's honestly no reason. I'm not investing VC in that. An offline thing.
Offline mode
No.
VC. That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, no.
No, it doesn't deserve it. It
No,
doesn't deserve
I
it.
don't
It doesn't
wanna-
even deserve this conversation.
Yeah, okay. We won't talk about my faction, but I do want to talk about something real quick. What if the regular updates are fucking like them dropping my faction cards?
Oh my god.
Oh man,
They would bamboozle the fuck out of us.
that's because now that I think about it, when I loaded up the game today, it said loading update. I'm like, what the fuck? And it's just my faction. You know what I mean? I get patches are more like they take longer to put out than a quick my faction update, but I pray to God that the quote unquote regular updates are not just here, go buy Emerald John Cena. Like no, I'm not doing that. Like pray to God, bro, that the updates, the regular updates are maybe updated attires per pay-per-view or new arenas when they drop, because this game did come out in March. So going forward, maybe they'll.
There is no 2022 pay-per-views.
Oh, yeah.
In this.
Oh yeah, well.
And there is a glitch right now. I don't know if you guys know about this, but in Universe mode, there is a Thunderdome NXT.
Thunderdome NXT.
But when you go and try to play it, it crashes your game and goes
that's
into
nice.
the raw
Wow.
Thunderdome. And it's the same thing with NXT UK. So maybe that gets fixed and we get 2 additional arenas just because.
Just because the arenas are pretty limited, truthfully. But yeah, enough rambling on. Let us know what you guys think in the comments, just about what your disappointments or gripes are with the game and what you like about the game. You know, you heard we like, gameplay's fun, things like that, but
That's like literally all we like.
yeah, when you get down to the nitty gritty, it's like, okay, what else can I do in this game? So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. We'll be back with more podcast stuff. Again, at the end of these videos, I just want to say, thankful for all the support. on these videos.
315 subs.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. The sub count has shot up just off of like a couple of podcast episodes, and I'm really enjoying them. Obviously, I want to improve, quality and do different stuff eventually and talk about different topics. I have some ideas in the back of my head that I do want to discuss with my friends, and we can have and come on here and jump on and talk about stuff. It's not just going to be wrestling and NBA, trust me. But yeah, once again, thankful for all my friends coming on here. Shout out, Jason, obviously, Logan, Jude, Zaire. We're gonna have more people on eventually. But yeah, I just want to say thank everybody for the support on the series and for everyone coming on and chatting with me. You know what I'm saying? We're all passionate about something at the end of the day, and it's cool to have a platform to kind of just talk about shit and just have fun with friends. So yeah.
Talk about what we love in video form.